Alright guys, I'm back with another weekly manga review video. No One Piece this week, Oda is taking a break, but we did get Naruto and Bleach. Both were pretty bizarre chapters, stuff I did not expect at all. Naruto chapter 603, Rehabilitation, is continuing the flashback with Obito. He's training, he's trying to get stronger, he's talking to Zetsu and some of the clones from the demon statue, and they're actually starting to get along. Even though he's still a prisoner, he's starting to get along with the clones. And that was pretty interesting. And a lot of the chapters just him training, his arm grows back, and he's talking to the clones about Rin and Kakashi. And at first he says he doesn't like the clones. And there's one with the spiral face like the Toby mask. And he says, "I hate you the most." And later on, over time, his hair is getting longer and he's getting stronger. One of the Zetsus pops down, because as we know, Zetsu can go through the earth. Pops down and says, "I just saw Rin and Kakashi, those people you're always talking about, and they were getting attacked by Shinobi of the Mist." And this causes Obito to go crazy because he still wants to escape. And he runs and he tries to punch through this giant rock to break out of the prison, and his hand just completely dissolves like water. And the Zetsu says, "You can take my body," the clone, the one with the Toby mask. And it opens up and then it forms around Obito. And he says thanks. And that was it. That was the end of the chapter. A few interesting things. Madara's apparently taking a nap. He's trying to save his strength and go through with the Moon's Eye plan, or at least prepare some things. And so he's resting. And when the clone says, "Take my body," Obito actually says, "Is that okay? You guys work for Madara," and they say he's a nice guy, or something like that. So it was definitely an interesting chapter, and the fact that the clone went around Obito's body and kind of formed around him, and then it made the mask, like the Toby mask. I think what's going to happen is, as the flashback continues, at first I thought it was a setup, like the Rin and Kakashi thing. Maybe they're not really injured, it's just the Zetsu's trying to test his power or something. I guess we'll have to wait and see about that. But what I think is going to happen is Obito becomes so close with these clones and with Zetsu, because even in, recent chapters, when Toby was still running things in Akatsuki, he would always talk to Zetsu. That was like his right-hand guy. He would always go and spy on people for him. And so I think Toby, or Obito, has always been very close with him after this incident. And I think what happened here is, because the clones helped him, he forms this connection with them, and that's why he chooses to wear the mask, just like the clone he said before that he hated the most. But that was the clone that helped him later on. So I think we're going to see something more with that, and how the relationship with Obito and the clones grow in the next few chapters. But I'm enjoying the flashback. I think it's really interesting. I would have liked to see Madara, but I guess with the whole chakra thing and him being so weak, they have to kind of take him out, so that Kishimoto can build up the relationship with the clones. But it was a good chapter. And on to Bleach, chapter 509, Tenchi Kaijin. Man, this was pretty crazy. So apparently Juhabak is being attacked by these dead soldiers, who Yamamoto says are those I have killed. And if the translation is correct in the previous chapter, that's 10 trillion people. But anyways, this Juhabak is fighting off these like skeletons. He looks at their faces, and it's people who used to work for him, his subordinates, his own men who would fight for him, who have died. And so this really pisses him off. And Yamamoto, that's what he wanted. So as Juhabak is trying to fight against his own men, Yamamoto says, "You couldn't steal my Bankai. It's not that you didn't try. You couldn't, because I've never shown my true power, even 1,000 years ago. And that's why you can't steal Ichigo Kurosaki's Bankai, is because they don't know the limit. What they do to steal Bankai is the Quincy's study it, and then they can take it. But if the Bankai doesn't have a true limit, like Ichigo, no one knows what he's truly capable of doing," which at this point is beyond me. But Yamamoto also, he's never shown his true power. That's insane. So they couldn't steal his Bankai. So as he's fighting off these zombies, he does the north and just cuts Juha Bach. And we see his arm get cut off and his body get cut in half. And as he falls down, he says, please forgive me, Juha Bach-sama. Which means this is not the real Juha Bach. And I knew there would be a twist, because he's the big boss right now. And there's no way he could be defeated this soon after all this build up for the Quincy's. So I did expect some type of twist, but I thought this was very well done by Kubo. That I don't know if it's a clone or if it's one of the other Quincy's who has a shape-shifting ability or something like that. But if it is one of the Quincy's, why would they get so pissed seeing one of these subordinates? And how were they able to even stand close to Yamamoto if it's just one of his henchmen? So I'm not really sure how that's going to tie in, but I'm looking forward to it next week. And that was it. That was the end of the chapter. 2 good chapters from Naruto and Bleach this week. Looking forward to One Piece returning next week. That should be great. So yeah, I am excited to see where both of these mangas continue to go. And that's it. Great chapters. Hope you guys like this video. Leave your thoughts on this week's chapters in the comments below. And thanks for watching.